Blair White. I got a lot to say, Blair. I really love your content. It's so knowledgeable, truthful, and super genuine. Like, I've been watching videos for like 3-4 years now, and I'm a huge fan. And I'm glad to say that your content has really taught me so much about the LGBTQ community, and I um, I aspire to be like you. Like, the way you speak so earnestly and so proudly among some of these serious topics, it's really admirable, and it takes a lot of courage. And really, you're just a positive, and actually realistic and completely real figure in the trans community right now. Like, there's so much misconceptions right now in the trans community and in society right now. There's a lot of issues right now with people who identify as trans, but they're really sexual predators, and the way you deal with these things is really professional, and it goes beyond even a YouTuber, because really your videos definitely are like not like any other YouTuber. They're professional, they're truthful, they have a lot of truth, they're real, and it's everything that the trans community could ever ask for, really. Um, you know, really good videos, especially the ones featuring Jessica Yaniv, who is a trans predator, and she claims to be trans, but she has been, she's been doing some really bad things to underage children or with underage children, and the way you expose these horrible people like Onision, Jessica Yaniv, and the way you deal with it is just really what the trans community needs. And you know a lot about the science as well, about the trans community, but I appreciate how you speak with the truth, because a lot of people, they don't want to hear about the truth, and you're just a fun person. I could tell that, you definitely are really fun, and what else can I say? It's just that your content is just has a special place in my heart. Your videos have always have such a special place in my heart. The fact that you do so much for the trans community, that you go and do all these speaking events, and that there's crazy people out there. There's people there who have, these completely insane and completely dangerous mentalities, and you go out there to speak about the truth and about trans right, and how we can improve the LGBTQ community and trans community and make everything safe if we really, if we just really push for the way that the trans community is supposed to be, how it's all, not just accepting, but it's going to be, a better world. If you keep making these videos, the world's going to get better, and that you install so much faith for everyone that's trans, And all your videos definitely have a lot of evidence too. Like, I know that you always back your videos with evidence, and it's just concise, and everything about your videos is well structured, and that I really agree with your political view as well. Like, I'm I'm more on the conservative side, and I definitely relate to you how that 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 transgender women are not women. They're not women. They're trans women, and many of your topics and your stands really help define how the society should react to the trans community, and how the trans community could shape the world when, more people are coming out as trans, and you know what I mean. Especially when you did the video when you walking to the men's bathroom, it shows that trans women are not men, and I mean, they're biologically men, but in society eyes, they're not men, and they should have pretty much, they should have some rights, which, definitely, include considering them as not men, but as transgender women. And I believe that transgender women, they should go to gender neutral bathrooms, but I believe in only in some cases that transgender women are allowed to go to the women's restroom. You know what I mean? Because it depends on the person, it depends on how far they are in the transition. If they just began their transition, I really don't want them to go into the women's bathroom because they're not transitioned yet. They are not as similar to a biological woman in terms of hormones, and you know what I mean. But there, you're hella smart. I wish I can be even as smart as you. You're well spoken and you're gorgeous. I wish I can be gorgeous like you. Like, I think I'm okay looking, but you know, people like Onision should, really be thinking about their life and how they treat people, and how they deserve nothing but just teaching. They need to learn, and they need to learn how to become better humans. They need to learn how to grow from their actions, and realize that they've done some bad stuff. But Blair she's really pretty, she's nice, she's kind, and I've seen her videos where she does a speaking events and where she meet her fans, and she's a perfectly nice person. Perfectly nice, very, very kind and down to earth. And she has excellent fashion style. Like, literally, she's the girl that dresses so simple and wears minimal makeup, but she's absolutely gorgeous while doing it. And your political topics are really, relatable. And I really admire the fact that you spoke to a woman who is of Muslim religion, and you spoke to her so, so well. And you spoke to her like y'all were sisters, and that, even with the disagreeing religious stance, that y'all really, were, even though you guys were struggling to find a middle ground, that you guys did find a middle ground. And I think that with any political conversation, it's really important and crucial to find a middle ground. You know what I mean? Because the middle ground is what is gonna bring people together. Even though they disagree, the middle ground is everything. The middle ground is what is the magic between a political conversation. It's where two individuals of separate ideology or religion can meet eye to eye and say that I agree with you, and we stand with each other as human beings. And definitely, Blair is a underrated YouTuber. I think she deserves so much recognition. She's not a just trans YouTuber, but she brings so much to the entire community of the you know of the trans sisters that are struggling right now, because bad people like Jessica Yaniv make us trans people look terrible. And I think if we just define trans people as not predators and just normal human beings that want to have as much rights and have as much freedom and be treated the same, irregardless of who we are, I think that is the magic between Blair's videos. It has a lot of power. And a lot of people, they get annoyed by Blair's video, but in my opinion, you have to go through some of the realistic truth and, the sucky truth to find out why people aren't respecting trans people and why trans people aren't still, even in 2020, not getting enough rights. But Blair, you're an awesome YouTuber, and you're one of my favorite YouTubers, and you really inspire me to get out of my comfort zone and speak about the truths that really do matter in the trans community, and how we are amazing sisters, but the society can make us look bad because of terrible people that have committed sinful and disgusting actions that are, not okay and should not be allowed at all. But yeah, Blair is just an icon, a legend, and she's just a slaying queen. Slay sister, slay queen. She definitely slays so much. One of my favorite trans YouTubers, Like, I love to watch a lot of trans YouTubers, but I like to watch the trans YouTubers that include some of the science, include some psychology, include some politics, and it's just well informed, and it's really, well spoken and well collected. And Blair, I wish I could meet you one day. If we ever meet, let's go get some food. Let's go get some dinner. And I'm congratulating you with how you met Caitlyn Jenner. Blair, you met Caitlyn Jenner, and that was really, really that was really awesome and cool and amazing. I definitely appreciated how you treated Caitlyn, even though she's a major celebrity, just like a normal human being. And I just that I think more people like you should realize that it's not about fame or views, but it's really about what you do with the publicity. Like, you make us trans look strong, and even though there's bad people, you make us look strong as united. And Blair is uncancelable. No one can cancel Blair. If they want to cancel Blair, then they would have to, they would have to try, because it's not gonna happen. This even the Yoda term, even the Yoda's line, "Do or do not. There is no try." That does not apply with Blair at all, because Blair is uncancelable, and all her facts are the pure truth. And we're all not perfect, but I think that Blair's perspective in the trans community is really eliminating and really showcasing how we can better improve the world. And I remember one of the videos where she was crying, and it was really emotional, because she was speaking about how some people in developing countries didn't have the freedom or the right to express their sexuality and gender, which was really, really emotional and unfortunate, because I'm all about for gender expression. And like, I totally love the LGBTQ community, and I love the LGBTQ community, even though I disagree with them sometimes, because sometimes they go, and there is some, times where they are ridiculous, and, there are clowns in the LGBTQ community, but we're not supposed to let them stay in the LGBTQ community. Like, like Jessica Yaniv, people like that, we should kick them out of the LGBTQ community, because they're not LGBT. They're not, I mean, they're not really LGBTQ. They're just predators that are using this fact that they're really trans, or their claim that they're really trans, to hurt people, to hurt innocent children, and to ruin lives. Because when you when you private message children inappropriate sexual harassment, it's absolutely disgusting, and it's a disgrace to humanity, because they created adults to have relationship with adults. And the fact that you're ruining a community that is not represented yet, that don't have as much representation, for you to do and commit disgusting sinful acts, is not okay at all. And they should have some punishment, not to be mean, but to be truthful, because you gotta learn from your actions. You're not you're not innocent. You've done some bad stuff, Jessica and Heath. But I think Blair is the #1 YouTuber if you want to learn about political commentary, if you want to learn about the LGBTQ community, if you want to learn about trans people, number 1. And yeah, I love Blair so much. She's such a slaying queen and sister, and no one can cancel her. And she makes the best videos, and I want to see more videos where she go on Hollywood Boulevard and just I wish she could just do some more videos where she just asks random people what's their opinion, I mean, on the trans community, or like, do you think that you know what I mean, when you go outside and ask people if they think that trans people should use women's restroom, or I mean, I don't really know. But Caitlyn Bennett, she's when Blair made the video on Caitlyn Bennett, I agree so much. Caitlyn Bennett is one of those irritating people that you don't want to ever come across to and watch. And yeah, Caitlyn Bennett was just completely, purposefully irritating, annoying people, just for views and for publicity. And it's that really bad publicity that Caitlyn Bennett was doing, just when there's no situation, but provoking situation to get an interaction without even acknowledging the public. It's problematic. Like Blair talks about problematic things in pop culture, and I can relate so much. And not just relate, but I think it's important for an older person than me, or like a person who's older, like someone like Blair's age, in the early 20s, to speak to these teens about, how things aren't working well in society and how we can unify each other. But huge shout out to Blair White and huge shout out to Joey Sarsons. So if you enjoy my video, please smash that like button, comment, and subscribe. Share my video so share my video so then I can get as much recognition. And yeah, I'm just really happy and very positive. And stay beautiful, and may the force be with you always. Yeah, I hope you guys all love my smile, because my smile is never going away.